You're a Trojan. It's around 1200 BC. Historians argue about the exact date, but whatever. The point is, you've been at war with the Greeks for 10 years. 10 years. Every morning you wake up and look out from your walls and see their camp, their ships, their soldiers, and then one morning you wake up and they're gone. Like, actually gone. No tents, no ships, no soldiers, just an empty beach and this absolutely massive wooden horse sitting there. You're standing on the walls with your buddies and everyone's staring at this thing like, what the hell is that? You wait a few hours. Maybe it's a trap. Eventually someone says, I'm going out there. And you're like, yeah, okay, sure. You go first. So you open the gates, carefully, weapons ready, and you walk out onto the beach where you've been staring at Greek camps for 10 years. It's weird seeing it empty, kind of eerie, but also amazing because you won. You get closer to the horse. It's huge, beautifully crafted. There's an inscription on it saying it's a gift to Athena, an offering for safe passage home. Your commander is thrilled. Bring it into the city, he orders. This is a trophy. This is proof that Troy can't be conquered. But there's this one priest, Laocoon, and he is losing his mind. He's running around screaming, it's a trick! Don't trust it! Beware of Greeks bearing gifts! And then snakes come out of the sea, two massive serpents. They slither up onto the beach. They go straight for Laocoon and his sons. They wrap around them. You watch them die, all three of them, screaming, crushed by sea snakes that just appeared out of nowhere. Everyone's silent. Then someone says, the gods have spoken. The gods want us to accept this gift. And you know what? That makes sense. Divine intervention just killed the guy warning you. So you drag it inside this massive wooden horse, through your gates, past your defenses, into the heart of your city. It takes hours. You throw a party, you celebrate. After 10 years of war, you've won. The Greeks are gone. Troy is safe. That night, while you're sleeping off the celebration, the horse opens. 30 Greek soldiers climb out. They've been hiding inside the entire time, breathing through gaps in the wood, waiting. They open the city gates from the inside. The Greek army, which didn't actually leave, they just sailed around the corner and waited, pours in. You wake up to screaming, fire, your neighbors being killed. By morning, your city is burning. Your people are dead or enslaved. Troy, the city that withstood a decade-long siege, falls in a single night. Not because your walls were weak, not because your soldiers weren't brave, because you trusted a gift. And here's the thing, the trust made sense. It's 1204, Constantinople, and you're living in the greatest city in the world. Triple-layered walls that have held against every siege for centuries. Nobody takes Constantinople by force. There's a crusader army camped outside right now, the Fourth Crusade. But there's been some political drama, and now they're here demanding payment. You're not worried. They're Christians. You're Christians. This is just negotiation. Your walls have gates, obviously, but there's this one gate, the Kirkaporta. It's tiny, a sally port, and it's always, always, always locked, because an unlocked gate in Constantinople's walls would be suicidal, except someone forgot to lock it. When the Crusaders attack on April 13th, 1204, someone tries the Kirkaporta and it just, opens. You're inside the city when you hear the screaming. At first you don't understand. The walls can't be breached. It's impossible. But then you see them. Crusaders inside the city, pouring through a gate that was supposed to be locked. And what happens next is called the Sack of Constantinople. The Crusaders spend 3 days destroying one of the greatest cities in history. They're not fighting Muslims. They're Christians attacking Christians. They loot churches. They melt down religious artifacts for gold. They destroy art that's been standing for centuries. They burn libraries. They kill civilians. The Byzantine Empire never recovers. Constantinople stays standing, but it's broken, hollowed out. All the wealth, all the art, all the knowledge, gone. And it all happened because one gate was unlocked. One small point of trust that basic defensive protocols would be followed, broke, and the empire broke with it. You're a Lakota Sioux leader. It's 1868, and the U.S. government has just offered you a treaty. The Treaty of Fort Laramie. It's official, signed, legal. It guarantees you land, specifically the Black Hills, sacred to your people. The treaty says this land is yours as long as the grass shall grow and the water flow. Forever. Now, you don't trust the U.S. government. There have been broken promises before, massacres, betrayals, but this treaty is different. It's written down, signed, it's law, and some of your people are tired. Tired of fighting, tired of running. They want to believe that maybe this time the government will keep its word. So you trust, cautiously. You settle on the land you've been promised. You try to build a life. You try to believe this treaty means something. 6 years later, gold is discovered in the Black Hills. Suddenly your sacred land is valuable. Suddenly, white settlers want it. Suddenly, the treaty that promised you this land forever is inconvenient. The government offers to buy the land. You refuse. It's not for sale. It's sacred. It's yours. By treaty, by law. So the government just takes it anyway. They send the army. They force you off your land. When you resist, it becomes war. The Great Sioux War of 1876. You win some battles. Little Bighorn becomes legendary, but you lose the war. You always were going to lose the war. By 1877, you're on reservations. The Black Hills are gone. The treaty that promised you land as long as the grass shall grow lasted less than a decade. The trust you placed in a treaty, in the idea that contracts mean something, became the weapon that destroyed you. You're French. It's 1939. Germany's getting aggressive again. Hitler's been making moves. Everyone knows war is coming. But you're ready. You've got the Maginot Line, and the Maginot Line is incredible concrete bunkers, artillery positions, underground barracks, miles of defensive positions. It cost a fortune, but it's done. And military experts say it's impregnable. Germany cannot invade France through the Maginot Line. That's not opinion, that's engineering. There's just one problem. The Maginot Line doesn't cover your border with Belgium, because Belgium is neutral, and you trust that Germany won't violate Belgian neutrality. And even if they do, you'll have time to respond. May 10th, 1940, Germany invades, not through the Maginot Line, through Belgium, through the Ardennes forest, which you thought was too difficult for a modern army to cross quickly. The Germans crossed the Ardennes in days. They bypass your entire defensive system. Your impregnable fortress is completely useless because the enemy just went around it. You scramble to respond, but you're not ready. 6 weeks later, France surrenders. The Maginot Line never fell. It didn't need to. It's still standing there, fully manned, completely irrelevant. You spent years and billions of francs building a defense against an attack that never came, while leaving yourself exposed to the attack that did. Here's what all these stories have in common. The trust made sense. The Trojans had good reasons to think the Greeks had left. They had divine signs, supported accepting the gift. Constantinople's gates had been secure for centuries. The Fort Laramie Treaty was legally binding. The Maginot Line was built by experts. None of these were stupid people making dumb decisions. These were rational people making reasonable choices based on the best information they had, and those choices destroyed them. The Trojans trusted their victory and their gods. Constantinople trusted systems that had worked forever. The Lakota trusted a legal treaty. France trusted military expertise in engineering, and in every case, that trust created a vulnerability that enemies exploited. The lesson isn't never trust anything. That's impossible. You have to trust. The lesson is that trust always carries risk, even reasonable trust. Sometimes the moment you believe you're safe, the moment you trust that the system will work, that's the moment everything falls apart. So those are 4 times when trust turned into catastrophe. You trusted a wooden horse the gods blessed. You trusted gates locked for centuries. You trusted the supreme law of the land. You trusted impregnable fortifications. You were wrong, and people died.